guys, how's it going? It's me, Matt Dawsey again. Here to bring you all some more flat Earth facts. It's gonna be a kind of a. I know most of my videos are short relatively, but this one's gonna be even shorter a little bit. So I'm gonna run through this really quick because my phone battery's about to die, and I have no car charger in here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Today what I want to talk about is NASA and CGI image. For all our information about the sun, the moon, stars, planets out there in space, and even our own planet, all this information that we get about this stuff comes from one place, and that's NASA. And NASA has been caught doing some pretty shady things. I'll try to link some videos. I'll try to put some links in the description box for some NASA video links of them doing some odd, quirky things. First off, NASA, they're even contradicting themselves right now. You see, NASA says that sorry, I'm trying to obey the rules of the road and do the video at the same time. NASA, the contradictions of NASA. NASA will tell us that we've been, I believe it's 7 times between 1969 and 1971. I believe, and that we've been to NASA like 6 or 7 times, or some bullshit like that. I'm not sure the exact number, but I know that NASA claims that we have been to space quite a few times back in the late 60s, early 70s. But what we're hearing about now in 2017 is that we actually can't even go beyond low Earth orbit, which is only like a couple hundred miles to maybe 1,000 miles up from the Earth, from the surface of the Earth, which is still in the confines of Earth, fellas. That's low Earth orbit. In fact, NASA will tell you that due to what's known as the Van Allen radiation belts that surround our planet, supposedly, we haven't found a way, our technology isn't advanced enough to go beyond that point. And this is coming from NASA scientists, saying that we can't go beyond this point. And on the other hand, they're saying, yes, we've been to the moon, though. So my question is, how could we have been to the moon that many times, that early on, but yet, with the moon being about 260,000 miles away or some shit like that, like, that's a pretty huge difference in numbers. So, what is it, NASA? Did we go to the moon? Did we lie about going to the moon, or are we lying about the Van Allen radiation belts? Like, what is it? They're lying about something, because their stories aren't adding up. And another thing too is a lot of globe theorists want to say that, oh, but we have pictures from NASA of our planet. Except for the fact that they're not actual genuine photos. They're what's known as a composite photos, or CGI. Which means that the photos were taken, and after that, were basically edited afterwards. In fact, they say that when they initially, like, it takes pictures of ribbons of data, which looks like an unfolded map. So how do they get that into a ball? It's Photoshop. That's all that is. Multiple people with background on video, with any sort of background on video editing and anything along those lines will tell you that there has been some after effects. This video, or this image has been altered. It's all cartoon images. They're all cartoon images drawn up. None of it's real. And, you know, NASA will tell you they're composite images. They won't even bother hiding that, the fact that it's composite images. Because they're relying on the fact that most people aren't going to know what a composite image is, or a CGI image is. And even if they do know, they're just like, oh, well, I'm sure the CGI image is pretty close to the original image anyway. No, it's not, I promise you. This can be easily done. The moon landings, anybody can recreate those moon landings if they have the sufficient funds. There's multiple, and if you look at if you actually go ahead and look at the takeoff, the video takeoff from the moon, you'll see there's no blast radius. Even when it lands, there's no damage. There should be some sort of, there's quote, allegedly jet thrusters underneath these landers. They don't make any disturbance on the surface that they land on. You guys have seen space shuttles take off. What happens? Massive plumes of fiery smoke come down and basically propel the rocket upward. Now, we would expect for that same sort of behavior to happen with these lunar rovers. At least on a smaller scale, but nothing like that happens. The ground's perfectly fine, perfectly normal, as if it never had landed in that spot to begin with. And NASA will still tell us that we've been to the moon. Guys, this is absolutely pure ridiculousness right here. Think about it. They lied and took your money and continue to take your money. 20 billion, what is it? I've heard 20 billion a year or something like that, or 200 billion a year, something like that. That's absurd. It's a lot of fucking money. And yeah, they're all just CGI, guys. I hate to break it to you. Ask anyone who works for NASA. They'll tell you it's CGI. So, you know, it's just, they're plain facts. Do the evidence for yourself. Delve into the research by all means. But there's not one piece of evidence. There's not one thing. They do the same thing with our Earth. They show us into a perfect blue ball, but yet throughout the years, there's been inconsistencies with the models they've shown us throughout the years. One year, and the US will be like, this big. And then the next year on the next model of the Earth, it'll be, the U.S. will be that big. And then the next year, it'll be like this. So what is it? We don't even, they can't even make a decision on how big the U.S. is. Come on, guys. Come on, NASA. We're not falling for this shit. Anyway, that's my time, guys. My battery's really about to die. But I'm going to try to make another video maybe later tonight, possibly tomorrow, about some more flat Earth facts. So, thank you guys so much. Any questions, comments, concerns, drop it down in the comment box. Stay flat, guys.